What's up, YouTube? I'm here to record a video. This is for anyone out here who, well, first and foremost, my name is Sade. Welcome to All Things Deep. And I like to talk deep about everything. I always tell people, make sure you have your own mind. Make sure you use your own discernment. Anything that I say on my channel is just my perspective. A lot of what I say on my channel is just throughout my journey through life, and certain wisdom I feel like that is given to me, certain wisdom that comes from inside of me. Sometimes I don't even know where it comes from, but my purpose is to record this video to talk about spiritual warfare. I just want to give a breakdown on what my perspective of spiritual warfare is. Today, I was just in a zone and I listened to different things, and it just dropped something in my spirit. And I told myself I got to start sharing this stuff because I am someone who wants to help others on their journey. We all go through similar things in life, and you just don't know how much your perspective will actually help somebody. I'm not saying my perspective is right, but I know that it will help someone. Just try to make sense of it all. You always go talk to God for yourself, and be open-minded, because this world is so much information out there, so much information. So let's get right to the point. Spiritual warfare. I just want to speak about what that looks like. As you know, we are all spiritual beings in human bodies. So spiritual warfare to me goes on in everybody's life, and it affects people differently depending on what your mission is here on earth during this time period. So spiritual warfare happens early in your life. Some people, everybody's here to do different missions in life. Let's just get that out the way first. So I'm speaking to my chosen ones. These are people who knew they knew they was different since they were children. That is me. I've always said I was destined for greatness. I always had like a big heart, bubbly heart. I always had a different type of energy. And I'm not saying I'm better than nobody. I just feel like in this time period, while I'm here on earth, I'm here to do something. I've been knowing this. I've always said this. Even people have said I was anointed. Like, people will tell you, people can feel your energy. I've had someone let me know that they have felt my energy and they feel a good vibration from me. So depending on what you're here to do, because not everybody is here to do something that's super big and super serious. Everybody's on different levels when it comes to their purpose in life. Some people's purpose is just to be a good mother or a good father. Some people's purpose is to listen to their clients as they're doing their hair, as they're doing their nails. Like, everybody's purpose here is different, and God gives us free will. So you can choose to opt in to fulfilling your purpose, or you can choose to not. And I don't, my personal opinion on that is I don't feel like God is going to be mad at you if you don't feel like you can fulfill a purpose. That's just my opinion. However, like, this is All Things Deep, and I just want to go deep. So a little bit about me. This may be your first time watching me, but if you go back on my channel, you can see where I said that I went from religion to spirituality. And just to break that down real quickly, I don't, want to really explain this. I always say I'm not bashing religion. I always say religion serves its purpose. But honestly, you got to see beyond that. And the reason why I say I'm spiritual, spiritual people can learn from anything. Any religion, I can take what I need from. I can learn from anybody, basically. And I feel like it's truth in all religions, but I don't feel like one religion has the whole totality of the truth. And while I'm speaking about spiritual warfare, your religion can be spiritual warfare. I can't speak for nobody else's religion, but Christianity is the religion that I was placed in as a child. That's what I grew up in. I always loved God. I always loved God since a little girl. I think I even wanted to get baptized on my own. Like, nobody told me, well, you need to get baptized. I felt like me being in church and learning things and feeling like, oh, I want to give my life to God. I came up with that conclusion on my own. So, you know, I always had a deep love for a higher, I always had a love for God. I always believed that somebody was watching over me since a young age. Spiritual warfare is very dear to me because I feel like I have been under spiritual attack my whole life since I got here. And spiritual warfare starts at a young age for some people, depending on what type of purpose you have here. Because I feel like you're not going to get attacked spiritually if you don't have a big purpose. Everybody's going to get attacked spiritually, don't get me wrong, because everybody got their different battles to face. But the bigger your mission here, the more the attacks. So what I mean by I feel like I've been on the spiritual attack since I was young simply is because, okay, I had a child at a very young age. I was not promiscuous. I wasn't hot and fast. It just happened. It was just something that just happened. My mom was not in the household as she should have been in my pivotal years of being a teenager. I didn't have that. My dad was absent. You can look at that as a spiritual attack. Because I told you, if you got a big purpose, it's going to start early in your life. You're going to go through the motions early in life. And some of it is just lessons you have to learn, but some of that is spiritual attacks against your life, against your purpose, because you have other spirits that are dressed in human bodies that they see your light and they get offended and it irritates them. You hear people say your light irritates their demons. That is true. So let me give you an example of what spiritual warfare can be. First of all, spiritual warfare starts, if you have a big purpose, it's going to start in your family. And I know that we have been taught to love our family, love one another. I'm all for family. I'm very family oriented. But I am awakened now, and I know that your family can be a spiritual attack. Someone in your family don't like you. Just because y'all share the same blood doesn't mean anything. If your family member is not doing what they need to do to work on themselves and on their spirit and aligning themselves with the right things, they can easily be used against you. They can, and I don't even think some family members do this knowingly. It may be a whole subconscious thing for them and they don't even know they're doing it, or something that they didn't face. I don't have all the answers, but what I do know is, and I got this incense burning for my ancestors, but yeah, what I do know is spiritual attacks can come from the people that you love. And I know it's hard to, fathom that a family member don't want to see me win. A family member is jealous of me. A family member, it's true. It happens. Even a mother and father cannot like you. And it's sad to say, but it happens every day. I got introduced into this whole spiritual warfare thing through, I'm a Scorpio. I like dark. I feel like I have respect because I slay demons. I slay devils. I can look them head and I can look that other opposite energy dead in the eye and not be afraid of it, because it really has no authority on you once you know who you are. So, let me give some quick examples. Okay. So let's just use my mom, for example. One day I'm finna say something very personal, and I love my mom and I forgiven my mom. My mama don't even know I know this. So I pulled up to my mom's house one day, and her friend told me, my mom had went in the house. Her friend was still sitting outside, and she was like, your mama said she love you, but she hate to see you coming. You know why she said that? Because my light irritates my mom's demons, and that is demons that she has not dealt with inside. Plus she was on alcohol. So once you're on alcohol, she was an alcoholic. So that means she drank alcohol a lot. That could have, me hearing that, saying that woman telling me, your mama said she love you, but she hate to see you coming. You know what that could have did to me if I wasn't strong, if I wasn't who I was? Do you know how many times I've been around people who didn't like me for no particular reason. Like, you have energies that will not like you for no particular reason. They just don't like your light. They don't like your shine. They see something in you that they don't have, and they don't like you. And they don't have to have a reason to like you. And I watched a YouTube video, and this lady was explaining the girl, rest her soul, who got killed over there in Mexico. That was spiritual warfare. That girl was not fighting back. You got people holding phones, not trying to break up the fight. That is spiritual warfare at its finest. Do not let us being in these human bodies. The Bible says we wrestle, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood. We wrestle against spirits and principalities and higher darkness. Like, when they fought that girl like that, you could feel the energy and the hate in the one. I seen the video of her fighting that girl. You could feel the hate I can feel energy. I'm an empath. So I am very sensitive to energy. I pick up on people's energy. And I could just feel the energy. I can feel the hate in that girl. And a lot of people, if you're a real fighter, I grew up in the hood. So somebody who a real fighter, if somebody ain't fighting them back, they ain't even gonna want to fight. Like, so you can have a heart and fight people and so when you're fighting somebody and you see that they're defenseless and they're not fighting you back, a real fighter, somebody with a heart, is gonna be like, I'm not finna fight this person. They ain't even fighting back. You know, they're not gonna keep trying to fight you if you're not fighting them back. Or if you're with your friends, they're not gonna let you sit there and just get beat and not try to break it up. That is an example of spiritual warfare right there. And you can see it all over the internet. You can see spiritual warfare so blatantly now. People just don't understand that's what it is. But we are living in, the Bibles ain't nothing but people's stories. We are the Bible. We are the Quran. We are whatever book that is. Is anybody writing a book right now about what's going on right now? Because we are that biblical text. And maybe the biblical text will be these YouTube videos or whatever energy you put out on the internet, whatever you share. I don't know. But spiritual warfare happens to people in different ways. That's why you have to make sure you're in tune with yourself. Make sure you work on your third eye. Your third eye ain't nothing but your intuition and you seeing the energy of a person or the patterns of a person. Like if it's your family member, just because somebody is your family member do not mean they don't want to see you win, because you don't know what work they have done on themselves. You have to go through lessons in life and learn your lessons, and God take us through different things to help us to learn. That's why I have so much wisdom, because I've learned my lessons. I see people for who they are. Even the people that came into my life to taught me a lesson, I don't hate them. I forgive them and I release that energy. You got to release that energy. You got to learn how to forgive people. But you really got to know who you are so these people won't have any power on you. That's why it's important for you to heal yourself. That is why it's important for you to take time to love on yourself. So self-love is one of the major keys. In the Bible, they try to say in the last days, people will be lovers of self. Well, God is in us. And in order for you to really love God, you must love yourself. So you got to be careful of the tricks of the enemy, because we are supposed to be lovers of self. So we will not put up with all the things that we have put up with over the years. The more you love yourself, the more you will not settle for people treating you any kind of way, for people manipulating you, for people playing on your weaknesses and playing on your insecurities. We are in spiritual warfare with the people we choose to be around. Everybody is not a good person. Here's another example. I was in a narcissistic relationship. I have had a narcissistic friendship. These people are not the same type of people that they can hurt you. They come into your life and they drain you of your energy. That whole, the enemy comes to kill, steal, and destroy. That is people. That is the energy that are in different people. And that's the energy you got to watch out for. Because anybody can come into your life and kill, steal, and destroy. This is not, religion want us to make it seem like it's some devil out there. That is an energy. That is a lower frequency that can attach itself to anyone, especially people who do not take care of their spirits. And this is all things deep. And I believe in past lives. And I believe some people are carrying karma from their past life. Some people are, carrying the burden of their ancestors who made them come here and do the right thing, or pass down this trauma over and over, and nobody is breaking the cycle and it's just getting worse. Another thing that makes narcissists are them getting abused as a child, them being mistreated as a child, them being even sexually abused as a child. It can alter a way a person functions. But this is spiritual warfare. It's spiritual warfare. It's spirits. It's people battling demons every day. The demons that you battle are within, and you gotta slay them. You gotta slay them. You gotta let them know who in charge. You cannot let certain things wreak havoc in your life. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect, and we all come here to learn different things. But it's 8 billion people in the world. You got to know that everything you done been through, somebody else done been through it too. But it's all about how you bounce back. If you know you're a person that bounce back, you got a purpose here. You have something to do here. So spiritual warfare can come to you in any form. It can come from your mother. It can come from your father. Even your father not being there can be a form of spiritual warfare. Your mama being a narc, your daddy being a narcissist or a sociopath, or just people who are not mentally all the way there. But the biggest thing about a narc, they lack empathy. And I feel like if you lack empathy for the next person, then you can do anything to that person. Like, it's really like levels to it. And I don't really like talking about narcissists, but that's a type of energy. That's a different type of energy. And until you experience it, we all can have narcissistic traits. So, I'm not saying that, but the people that are deep down on that scale, they are really, truly, I feel like, being used by that negative energy. I feel like there are people here that's being used by lower energy. That's why you hear people talking about low vibrational and high vibrational. People are joking about this shit, but you really got to raise your vibration so certain things cannot attack you. There's a reason for that. They want to make a meme because she told that girl she had a low vibrational plate. But that vibration starts with the soul. It starts with the spirit. It starts from within. It ain't about what you eat. Yes, what you eat can make your vibration raise. What you eat can lower your vibration. But it's deeper than that. It's about your soul, your spirit, and what's on the inside of you. Your heart, first and foremost, it's your heart. And I just really want people to understand spiritual warfare happens to us in our everyday life, from at work, just in your friends, your so-called friends, your lovers. Your lover can be sent into your life. I had somebody sent into my life disguised as somebody who was a lover to me that distracted me for years from my purpose. That is spiritual warfare. When you have to bounce back and heal from a toxic relationship, that was spiritual warfare on you, on your life, trying to distract you from what you need to be focused on. They came in to steal your energy, drain your joy, drain your peace. Understand that spiritual warfare happens through people. Religion try to make you seem like it's some devil somewhere messing with you. No, it's just spirits. We're all spirits here in human bodies having an experience. And some people choose the dark. Some people worship the dark. Some people, that's where they get their blessings from, the dark. And some of us choose the light. And that's just how it is. So to my chosen one out there who know they've been different, who know they've been ostracized since they was kids, who know they just carried a vibe. Because some of us came in with this light. I don't never feel like I've been low vibrational. I came in this world with a certain type of light. And some of us did. I don't know how all that goes, but I know some of us came in with a certain type of light. And we gonna leave out with that light. But you gotta understand, like, the devil can be used. That lower energy can be in anybody. That lower energy can be anybody. But if you love God and you know that you're protected, you really have authority over that energy. Love always wins. God is love. And when I say love always wins, I mean a person with a good heart, good intentions, they have a relationship with the Most High, you're going to always win. Now, you got to know the difference between spiritual warfare and you just getting that energy back that you gave out. Because some people, not everybody is experiencing spiritual warfare. Some people are just experiencing them giving their energy back that they put out. just hateful energy, being mean to people, just doing all kind of things, the energy is going to come back to you. It makes more sense. It makes sense. It's like God is telling you, because I'm a goddess. So at this point, I know that any energy that I give out, I'm going to get back. I am creating my reality. So if I want to be a mean, nasty person, I can't say nothing. If somebody chooses to be mean and nasty to me, I gave out the same energy. So if it comes back to me, it comes back to me. But some people are under spiritual attacks. Depending on how big your purpose is, like I'm telling you, it starts in your home. It starts in your home. And I'm not telling you to hate these people, but you have to see people for who they are. And you have to look at their patterns, look at their behavior. Are they working on themselves? Are they trying to get better? Do they have childhood trauma that they never deal with? Because as you go back in the olden days, like your mom, your dad, and your grandparents, they didn't have these same resources. So it might not have been as easy for them to work on themselves and try to heal themselves. That is a big phenomenon now that we have the internet and we have so much information out here and we're sharing stories with each other. But you got to understand, like some of your parents and your grandparents, they stuck in their ways. They stuck in their ways. And there's so many stories out here on the internet of people who had to get away from their parents or had to get away from this person or that person to find their peace, to find their joy. Sometimes you got to separate yourself from people. And that's just what you have to do. So the whole purpose of me recording this video is to let you know spiritual warfare happens in our daily life through the very people you see on this earth. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. Spiritual attacks come through people trying to distract you from what you need to be doing. You can even be your own blockage and be in your own, giving your own self troubles because you're going against what your instincts, what your intuition, what your mind is telling you to do and going in the right direction. You're fighting it. And that's kind of like just fighting your own demons inside, trying to find yourself, because we've been put under so much information, so much different stuff to confuse us when really life is really quite simple. It's really quite simple. If you treat people how you would want to be treated, God is love. So if you want to be connected to God, be a loving person. Like this, it ain't got to be that hard. But it is certain lessons I feel like our souls came here to learn. So we go through different things in life. Not for like everything is not spiritual warfare. Some of it is just lessons you came here to learn. I never thought I would have a baby at 13. Like, that was crazy to me, but the way it happened is like I didn't have any complications. I think I was in labor at home for hours by myself. Like not really knowing what it was, being so young. When I got to the hospital, I was already dilated 5 centimeters. So that means I was going through contractions all the way up to 5 centimeters. You only got to get to 9 to have a baby, or I don't even remember. But I was a strong soul, and I got introduced into the dark first. Like I used to want to be an actress and a model, and I used to want to be a video girl when I was younger. And I had a chance to be a model when I was like 16. This white lady came up to me and she was just like, "Oh my God, you're so gorgeous." She was talking about my cheekbones and my face structure. She gave me her card. She was like letting me know that I should model, and no, I shouldn't be paying anybody to model. They should be paying me. And long story short, she gave me an appointment to come to her office. My mom's boyfriend car broke down on the way, and me being 16, not really taking it serious, I didn't go. But then fast forward, I started learning about the darkness in the industry and like how dark that can get. That is spiritual warfare from people. What you see Kanye going through, that is spiritual warfare. What you see these different celebrities go through, spiritual warfare. Some people like the dark art. Some people find more happiness in the dark. And some people choose the light. It's duality. God gave us free will. So God already knew, well, with me giving these spirits free will, some might choose the dark, some might choose the light. But my goal here is to let you know that what you go through sometimes is a spiritual attack on your life. And it comes through people you love sometimes. It comes through friends you thought that was your friends that really weren't your friends. So you need to just pray to God for discernment. Pray to God for clarity. Follow your intuition. When you get a gut feeling, follow that. Don't disregard that. Follow that intuition. And I didn't want to make this video long. I am finna be on 25 minutes. But if you made it this far, subscribe to my channel, like this video, thumbs down this video, leave me a comment if you feel like what I'm saying resonates with you about spiritual warfare coming through the very people you might love, the very people you see on a daily basis, people you laid in the bed with, had intimacy with. That can be spiritual warfare. I just fought a mighty battle. And that's why I know that I'm a super empath, because that covert narcissist I had relations with kept me down for a long time, but I was strong and I fought it. When I say I fought it with everything in me, and I bounced back and I'm better and I'm happy and I'm healed, and I didn't let it make me bitter, and I didn't let it steal my joy, steal my peace. Because some people don't bounce back from relationships like that. Some people have been in an abusive relationship and it's ruined their lives. Abusive relationship is spiritual attacks on your life. You can label it something else, but we are spiritual beings in a human body. And that's all I have to say. Like, you really got to start looking at things with your spiritual eyes, especially in these days and times. And be open to information. If you are a religious person, still be open to other information, because religion itself is a spiritual attack. Our people, some of our people, I don't know what all happened with the slave trade and all of that, but religion was not, this type of religion that's going on today was not what we was doing back in the day. Back, way back, our ancestors back. So even religion itself can be a spiritual attack if you can't discern what to take out of a religion, take out of the text of a religion, because that is a control mechanism too. If God didn't want to control you, why do you think God will create a religion to control you in that way? See, I'm spiritual, so my spirit gets me right. If I'm headed down the wrong direction, all my convictions come from within. Nothing outside of me does that. God has his way of getting to you and getting what you need to hear to you. So be a spiritual being. You can have your religious practices, but at the end of the day, you're still spiritual. So be open to new information. Be open, because you're going to need it. Because the spiritual attacks, if you ain't looked around, it's just getting, I try not to pay attention to it, but you have to a certain extent, because you can't be out here in denial. You can't be out here naive. A lot of people are naive like that. I'm not, rest her soul, I'm not saying she was naive, but just imagine being on a trip with 5 people, 4 people. All these people was against you. Like, it had to be some type of energy before that. Before she went on that trip with them people, I'm pretty sure they showed her signs that they were not her friends, or they were not good people somehow, some way, because people slip up all the time and they show you who they really are. And we all make mistakes. I'm not saying nobody perfect. You can argue with your friend. I'm not saying that disagreements with friends and stuff is automatically mean they bad, but it's all about how they correct the situation. It's all about what they do to correct the situation, because you got people out here that will hurt you and act like nothing never happened. You better stay away from them type of people. They brush it under the rug. They really don't talk about it. They apologize to you real quick, but it really wasn't no real apology. I just need people to wake up out there and understand spiritual attacks come through people, because we're spiritual beings. Spiritual attacks start early on the chosen ones, on people who has something here to do. And you have a lot of energy that's here just to be here. So whose side you think God really on? The person who feel like they got a purpose and they here to help other people and make this world a better place, or people just here to wreak havoc and steal from others and they ain't got no creativity? These people show you who they are, because they lack a certain type of energy. They lack a certain type of energy, but they do have talents and stuff. They have a way, because they gotta fit in. They gotta be able to snake their way in. So don't get it twisted. They could have little characteristics about them to make you think that, okay, this is a good person. But just really pay attention to people, and pay attention who you are allowing in your life, in your space, and your energy. I love y'all. I know this video was long, but somebody, if you really need to know, you would have watched the video. I did not want this video to be long. I might try to chop it up into 2 parts. But spiritual warfare comes from people you love, your friends, your co-workers, your associates, random people. We are spiritual beings, and I just want to keep saying it because I think people is getting a disconnect of like the spiritual realm. Like it's all here. It's all here on earth playing out right here with us. So I love y'all so much. Subscribe to my channel. I am trying to grow my YouTube organically. I know that I need to push out more content, and that's what I'm going to do. So, you know, it's like 11 o'clock at night. I don't know what time it is, but anytime I get a chance to record a video, especially a video I know that's going to help somebody out there that may be dealing with difficult type of energies in their life, just know that might be a spiritual attack, and you might got to move around from people. It's people that move away. Like and I want to speak so personal about some stuff, but I'm holding it back because of the other people. I want to be vulnerable and really let y'all know the stuff that happened to me in my life and really break down things. And I'm going to pray about it. I'm going to pray about it because you got to be transparent and you got to be vulnerable to a certain extent to reach people out there, to let them know they're not alone. The struggles that you might go through, somebody else done been through them. And you gonna get through them, and you're going to be strong. And you're going to look back. The goal is to learn your lessons. Learn your lessons. When you see people true colors, learn your lesson. Even family members, you got to feed them with a long handle spoon and put boundaries up. Like me and my mama didn't used to have a good relationship. I feel like she was a part of spiritual warfare. She could have, that is like your parents are like yourself, where you get your self-esteem from. And you know, if they're not loving you the way you need to be loved, that affects us. That is childhood trauma. That's how we grow up. If we don't look back at that stuff and correct it the best way we can, and only you can do that for yourself. Only you can sit there and think about your life as far as back as you can go and understand that it wasn't your fault. Especially if you was a child, you should release all shame, all guilt from anything that happened to you as a child. That was not your fault. That was not your responsibility. And then you got to forgive the people who did you the way that they did you. Like I love my mother dearly. Our bond now is tighter than it was back then because I forgive my mama. But you know, I'm not in denial to how my mama treated me and what she did and the choices she decided to make and the stuff that she didn't choose to deal with in her life. But I'm here to break generational curses. I'm here to break those patterns. I'm not here to duplicate them. I'm not here to let them go on into a new generation of people. I'm not. Somebody got to be the one to stop it. And sometimes you got to go up against family to do that. And not everybody, but you got to understand that's what that's where it starts at. That's the foundation of it, whether you want to admit it or not. A lot of us go through childhood trauma because of the examples we seen and people who raised us and told us different things. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Come back for another video. I'm going to try to drop at least 2 a week from here on out. Like I can't even play with it no more because I have to shine my light. I have to help others because I feel it in my heart to do it. Like I feel it in my heart to do it. I've been through enough spiritual warfare. A lot of time of my life have been wasted fighting these spiritual battles. And in order for that not to be in vain, I must teach what I know. I must teach what I know. I must help others. In order for the things you went through, if you know you went through some things and you got some wisdom and you can help somebody, do it. Do it. So that all you've been through will not be in vain and you just holding on to it. And I know some people's trauma is deep. It's deeper than others. You know, and I just pray for anybody out there that went through traumatic situations as a child. I pray for your healing. I pray for your healing. I pray that you know that you are loved. You are worthy. You are so worthy and you are loved. Work on your self-love. Work on your self-esteem and know that you are deserving of a great life. You are deserving of a real, true love. You are deserving to be loved unconditionally for exactly who you are. And I made a video earlier about people pleasing. That is a trauma. That is a childhood trauma from a parent that didn't pay you too much attention. You know, like I had that problem. I want to please everybody. I want to be there for I had that issue. But when you people please and you're not listening to God trying to get you to go this way, you steady more trying to people please. He's trying, and I don't even like saying he because I don't look at God as a he or a she. I kind of do. So I say mother and father God, father and mother God, however you want to say it. But you can't follow your heart and your soul if you're steady more trying to people please, and you don't know if these people are even truly on your side. So I did say earlier, you know, being a people pleaser, you can't be a God pleaser, because sometimes you got to go against what people are telling you to do. And I'm a pleaser. So please, you know, use your higher mind, because I love to please. I love to be there for people, but it got to be reciprocal. It got to be somebody that appreciates it, because if you're giving it out to people who don't appreciate it, they're robbing you. They're robbing you of your energy. They're robbing you, you know. So know when to exit. Know when to exit. I love y'all so much. Thank y'all for tuning in. This is All Things Deep. This is about, you know, all things deep. This is about spirituality. It's about your self-development, self-love. This is for my empaths, my chosen ones, people who just ready to grow and elevate and be on the side of light. And we all got a little shadow side in us, and you work with your shadow, you know, but it's a difference than having a shadow or in being a dark person. We all have a shadow side. We all have a dark side. But you can use that dark for the light. You know, you can use your darkness for the light as well. But I love y'all so much. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. Subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so you can know, because I don't have a schedule, but I will get one. I love y'all. Good night or good morning or whatever.